Yes, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Talk Live here on the LTL Media Channel. I ran into some guys here last night. You know, they just took a little bit of a trip. We'll go to the wide shot here. You guys can look up at the camera right there and wave to everybody. Right up there, we got the LV cops in the house. Look at this shit going down today.
Let's go.
And no, man, it's good to see all you guys here. How you guys doing?
We're doing excellent. Thank you for having us.
Woo, yeah, it was quite an experience, that's for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
How's Massachusetts treating you?
I love it.
You know, I'm from Idaho, so this is just like home to me.
Yeah.
Weather-wise, temperature-wise, I love it.
Yeah, because we were talking earlier about the Idaho 4 murders, and you said Idaho reminds you a lot of what's going on here. So
absolutely.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Great
There's,
people,
there's
great
big
food.
stuff happening everywhere, right?
There always is. Yeah, there always is. But this place is, I don't know, it's special. It's nice. It's nice seeing all the green trees and all the different houses.
Yeah,
and the people are wonderful. Everybody here has been amazing.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
What I want to do though is I want to just shout out to everybody. I know there's a lot of people in the state of Massachusetts today. Yeah. They are standing out for Karen Reed. So
Correct.
I wanted to give you guys the mic and you can shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
thank you for everybody for coming out. Obviously this is for Karen Reed. So we can't thank you enough for everything that you guys have done. You guys are the boots on the ground doing all the work in Canton and standing out in the cold and in the rain and in the heat, day after day, week after week, almost a year now. So we can't thank you enough. Karen, I can't thank you enough. I would also like to thank the Reed family, Mr. and Mrs. Reed, for inviting us to the event. That was
we had a great
awesome.
event.
So thank you so much.
I'm looking at that sign that says "Never Give Up." Right.
Yeah, never
That's
give
what
up.
you have to remember that. Never give up.
Yeah.
I don't give up. And I always,
Keep
that's
going.
kind of my mantra. I have to have that over the door because some days it gets difficult. It really does get difficult. You know, what we've done, what we go through, the emotions, you know, I've talked about that here. You know, a lot of people are very invested in what's going on here in Massachusetts and the emotions really pull you in.
It's a big story. It's a big story and it's been going on. Right. And people with, I don't hope I offend people, but with have a brain would kind of see something just doesn't feel right, doesn't look right, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to understand why it's going to another phase, right? So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So we had the fundraising event for Karen last night. There had to have been probably over 100 people there. It was probably close to 200 people.
I think it was like 250.
250
is what the number was.
250. Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, it was packed. I was not expecting that.
It was funny because a lot of people last night, I was watching Twitter and on Facebook and stuff, and they're like, no one's going live tonight.
Yeah.
It was a private event.
Yeah.
It was a private event, and we had the opportunity to go out there. We spent a lot of time with fellow friends and creators, and then you know, we had the opportunity. There was a comedian. It was really great. It was a really great fundraising event. So
the YouTube community went dark for a few hours, right?
For a few hours.
Right. It was for a good cause.
It was for a great cause. Yeah. There was a reason for that, people. There was a reason for that.
Yeah.
You know, the experience that I had there really is a humbling experience because, you know, all these people are good, hardworking people and are standing up for justice, right?
Yeah.
And that's what me and Brian did for 22 years of our career, stand up for justice, right? So it was nice to be on the civilian side of that, right? And really experience it, because when we're cops, we're hard, right? You get calloused, right? Yeah. But this was a really humbling experience for me and Brian, and we really felt really connected. For us being on the other side of the United States and to be connected over here on this side, we had to make a trip. We had to support however we could, right?
Yeah, I agree. It was a trip that needed to be done.
Yeah,
it needed to be done.
Well, we kept saying, hey, pretty soon we're going to have enough money to plan.
Yeah, so I've seen that.
And Steve says, hey, I'm working on something. And he kept us in the dark for most of it because we're big mouths. We like, hey, we're coming to Boston.
Yeah, and then when he finally told us, I was like, oh.
Yeah,
man, we can't tell anybody.
Tell nobody.
We couldn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
No one. I was like, because I got a big mouth. I'm like, how many times I almost slipped up?
Yeah,
slipped up.
Yep.
But it's okay.
I kind of knew it was going down because you know, Kelly had told me, you know, a couple of weeks ago and said, hey, we're planning this event for Karen. Just got to keep it really quiet. And then she was like, you know, we're going to get all the creators to come out that's been covering the case.
Yeah.
And then I knew you guys were coming out. So I was excited. And Steve reached out to me. You know, we started talking via Twitter. Yeah. And then he was like, hey, while we're out there, if we have time, let's get a show together. I was
absolutely.
like, fuck yeah, man. Let's do a show.
Yeah.
So,
it's like one big family.
Yeah.
It really is.
Good.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. Let's do this. We'll take a little bit of a pause. I'm going to read off some of the super chats. And then I want to let everybody know today, what we're going to do is, and pretty customarily here that we do on the LTL channel, is 25% of all the donations come in today. We're going to kick back to Karen Reed's Defense Fund. I know my moderator, Lauren's in the chat. She's going to keep track of this. So let's just read some of these off. Maybe there's some questions here for you guys.
All right.
Let's see. So we're going to pull up the first one here. It says, Mike L, 1999. Forgive me. I don't have my glasses today, so I'm going to try to read these as best as I can. Byron said it best. EMS on scene always knows what happened. If they thought John had been struck by a vehicle, the good Samaritan would have known. Remember, let's see, Flametti's testimony, John was a workable arrest, and then free Karen Reed. So, Mike, thank you so much for the 20. We'll add that to the total. The Goodmans in the chat, thank you. Hashtag free Karen Reed. We love you. We love you. Love you. Thank you so much. And we have Stacy Face. I love Stacy Face Travels. I love that name. We're going to cap that off at a $5. So we'll add $5 to the donation. So we're at about 45 right now. And thank you for becoming a new YouTube member. I appreciate that. Amy in Boston, one of my moderators, thank you so much for being here. And she says, the police daddies in Boston. Boston. I love it. Jennifer D, $20, says, God bless all of you for the support of Karen. This makes my heart so happy. This is what you guys do. This is what you guys are doing. You're touching hearts all across this nation. And we embrace the people, the good cops that want to get on this. No bullshit. And everything that I've seen in your lives, it's no bullshit. You guys just tell it like it is. And I think that's what really sticks, because we know of all of the corruption and the cover up that's gone in here in the state of Massachusetts, and to have good cops to come in and talk about this and just tell it like it is. I mean, it's really refreshing.
You know what, Brian? In our 20 years of career, we were touching lives every day, right? Right. But this is, like I was saying earlier, this is more personal now, because we're not in that uniform anymore, right? So this is a little bit more takes more of our hearts for this, right?
Yeah, I have a lot more empathy, you know, for people. Now that I'm retired, I mean, I had a ton when I was a cop. I mean, it's like I could feel people's pain, and that's why I wanted to help people. And but now, after being retired, it's almost worse. You know what I mean? It's like you sit back and you just can't. I can't just sit and watch injustice and not speak up. It's not fair. It's not a human way. It's not the American way. You can't just let people wrong other people and get away with it. Especially to the extent of Karen Reed. So to me, that's just unacceptable. And the only way the only thing that stops a bad man is a good man. Right. Yeah. So we try to be those good men. Yeah. You know what I mean? So even with our career and helping people, like you said, every day, now with the YouTube channel, because we wanted to still help people and affect people and get stuff out there with dirty cops, but also good cops. And this way we can touch the world now, instead of just going call to call, house to house. Now we're reaching even more people. That's why we do it. Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, I mean, all over the world during the trial, I mean, people flew in from England, Scotland. I know. It was just amazing to see all of that.
It's huge. It's huge. It's a big deal. But you're also talking about a woman's life. Yeah. You know, and then Officer O'Keefe, who died. I mean, it's just tragic all around. And if there's a hill to die on, I mean, this is it. Because you're talking about putting an innocent woman in prison for a long time. To me, that's not acceptable. Yeah.
And it's crazy because, I mean, you look at the history of Massachusetts. I mean, we fought back against tyranny here, you know, and for a long time, it kind of re-evolved back into corruption, and we're seeing it. But I think it was a great statement last night. I can't remember if it was Karen or Karen's father, Bill, that made the statement. I think it was Karen. And she said, you know, we're doing, no matter what happens in my case, we're doing great things here, because we're essentially peeling back the curtain and showing corruption that's going on here in the state of Massachusetts.
Right. And sometimes it takes somebody
courage to do it.
Yeah, well, sometimes
Takes
it takes
courage to do
somebody
it.
that has to go through a trial, right? As in like biblical ways that you're going through a trial. Like somebody said, or Turtle Boy said that God did this to Karen because she could take it. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, you're going to have trials in life, and this is Karen's biggest trial.
Yeah.
So you got to act accordingly and take what will come. But that's why she has all the support. So even if it didn't work out for her, she still has all the support.
Yeah.
But I think with everybody doing what we're doing, I think a realization's coming that we all know what's really going on.
Yeah, you know, and I said last night, you know, I was sitting there, I was talking to Bill. I had a private moment, you know, with him, and you know, I just said, I'm so sorry that I have to meet your wonderful family under these conditions. Because I mean, every story that I've heard about them, you know, friends and family that showed up last night, you know, people that work at the restaurant that they frequent in their town.
I know.
And they said they're just such great people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it fucking sucks. Like I have to meet you under these conditions.
Yeah.
But I don't want to sound this, I don't want to make this sound bad, but I'm glad that I'm here because we all can be the voices in all of this.
Right.
You know, and it's been it's been a journey.
Well, think
Been a real
about this. What if YouTube didn't exist, right? And
Yeah.
in this case happened.
Yeah.
She'd be up the river.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because of the power of social media and the ability to have people research things even deeper than you and I do, right? And they put out points that, hey, we got to talk about this, right? So thank God for social media. Thank God for YouTube and us, the creators, and you especially brought it to light and
Turtle Boy.
Really exposed it.
Turtle Boy.
Yeah.
Turtle Boy.
The spear, the tip of the sword, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Started the waterfall. Like I always say, you know, you drop a pebble in the pond and what happens?
yeah, those ripples.
You drop a
out.
pebble
Yeah.
in the pond and the ripples flow out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's been great to be able to use this platform and these platforms that all these amazing creators that have been in.
Right.
If I sat here and tried to name all of them,
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't get all their names in, but you all know who you are.
Yep.
I mean, I don't have to repeat the names.
They
They're
know
all
who they
doing
are.
an amazing a job. And what's happening is, you know, that ripple effect, like I said, now it's got Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I mean, this is great.
exactly.
We have people
Yeah.
overseas that are talking about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
It's just been a really good thing. Let me just get a couple more of these super chats in so we can keep the total rolling here. We got Christine. Thank you so much. Says welcome to Boston Cops. Welcome Boston Cop Daddies. We love and appreciate you. We love you too, Brian. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We'll add the $20.
Absolutely.
Tess says so happy to see you guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. AJ, thank you for becoming a new member. We'll add $5 to the total. We got Bulldog's mom becoming a new member as well. We're going to add $5 to the total. Thank you so much. Donnie with a super sticker, $5. Thank you so much. Donnie, not Wahlberg. I love it. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Donnie, not Wahlberg. All right, look at this name. We got Meatball, Morsi. Love you guys. Free Karen Reed and Turtle Boy. I love it. So we'll add the $20 to the total. And again, we're going to kick back 25% to Karen Reed's Defense Fund tonight. Lois Lane, $20 says, thank you for keeping me company while they move. Why they move today. Love this group of people. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, thank you. And we have another $20 super chat. She says, why didn't the radio call go on as officer down needs assistance when they realized that Officer John O'Keefe wasn't the entire police force there? So hang on a second. Let me try to again. I'm having a hard time reading today. So why didn't the radio call go out as officer down needs assistance? Okay, I understand that. Yeah, I mean that's the $1 million question.
They couldn't control the situation. That's why.
Yeah, that's the $1 million question.
If they had the select few that were coming out, they can control it. But if you roll out the cavalry, they wouldn't be able to control that scene.
Yeah, the oddest thing to me in all of this has always been is we have the 911 call.
Mm-hmm.
It's not officer down. You know, Jennifer McCabe says, guys down in the snow.
Yeah.
Right. So we got that. And then the most oddest, strangest thing that I've ever seen, and I've watched, you know, millions of cops episodes, millions of the first 48, you know, any documentary that you could watch about a case or anything. What is okay, wait a minute. We have a gentleman, an officer that's down on the lawn.
Correct.
Okay. And no one decides to go up and
right.
Does anybody know what happened out here? I mean, but we know why.
Yeah.
Because they're all in on it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We talked about that with our last video that, you know, who is this guy? How did he get here? Where's he coming from?
Is that something you guys would do? Would you go up instantly and knock on the door
we
and
would,
say,
we,
hey,
would, we would get the facts, right?
Yeah.
Where was he at? Oh, he was at a party in that house. Well, we're going to that house, make sure that we're going to do a safety sweep.
Yeah.
Because if he's injured like this, who else is injured?
Hmm.
You have to go into
Yeah.
the house.
I think I said in the video, I would have a rookie knock on that door for 10 hours straight until they open that door. I'm getting in that house.
Yeah.
We're getting in that house.
yeah, well, at least to open the door and peek in, right?
Yeah.
And say,
More than
hi.
that, no, you need to find out. You have a dead officer on your yard, on your lawn. You need to open that door and we need to talk.
Mhm.
That discussion needs to happen. You're not going to get away from it.
Right.
At least not from us, not in
Yeah.
Vegas. No,
Yeah.
you're opening that door.
Yeah, I just think that's the most bizarre thing about all of this.
Yeah, like I've said before, it was strategic.
Yeah.
I think B. Albert knew exactly what he was doing.
Of course.
Yeah. it
Well,
was
Jennifer
very-
Cape snuck in the house.
Yeah, very
And you see,
strategic.
like, you literally, how, that's what I'm saying. You're watching her sneak off camera
Yep.
and
Yeah.
walk up to the
Yep.
house
Yep.
before any
Yep.
officials or officers are there.
Yep.
And here we are. We're knocking and letting Brian Albert know what's
Yeah.
going on out there.
Yep. What if she just killed him? She's just walking away. Like, you don't know. You
Insane.
have no idea. You show up, you don't know what happened. You have a guy on the ground who's deceased and 3 women, right? You don't know what happened.
Yep.
They could have shot him. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anything could have happened.
And again, I'm going to go back to cops and First 48 and everything. When law enforcement shows up, when people start walking away,
They don't walk
you
away.
go,
That ain't good.
hey,
They don't
Yeah.
walk away.
come here. Where are you going?
Come here.
Yep.
Where are you going?
And they
Come
start.
here.
I see them
And
start
when
separating
and then
people.
if they start running, boom.
Yeah.
You're like, that's my guy. We need to talk
That's
to
who
this
we
guy
gotta
who's
talk to.
running away from us. Because that's happened. That happens to us all the time.
Yep.
Hey, let me talk to you. Come here. And they're like, no. And they run.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you have a scene like that, somebody walking away is a huge red flag. And it's a huge clue. But
Yeah.
again, they missed it. Sarah from Mulaney, missed it or ignored it.
Yeah.
So they say they missed it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, you're standing there for 2 hours in the front yard staring at a house and a body. Don't tell me you didn't see that.
Right.
Don't tell me as a cop you didn't see that. Come on.
I'm just amazed that they didn't know that he was a cop for a little bit.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Can I curse?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
That's bullshit.
So for us, we have three numbers, 444.
Yeah.
We call that on the radio. Everybody's coming.
That just basically means I'm dying.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna fight and I need help now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you say
So 444 is your code.
444. Yeah.
Officer needs help
444.
emergency.
And
I'm
that-
sorry. What was that again?
Officer needs help emergency.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and that like the worst thing you can hear on the radio is 444.
444.
Yeah, because
Because you know, that's a-
oh,
that's a-
that's real.
You hear
bad.
sirens from all over the valley.
Yeah, you'll have 100 cops there in probably 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 minutes in Vegas. Yeah.
And that's what it should have happened to Officer John Keefe. That should have happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
444.
Yeah, it should have been a 444 officer down. And everybody on the whole department should have been coming.
Mhm.
And even surrounding counties, like you guys have surrounding little townships, right? Different
Everybody
police.
should have been coming in.
Everybody should have heard that and been like, officer down, we got to go. It's not even our township. Who
Yeah.
gives a shit?
Yeah.
Let's go. I want to see who it is and I
Yeah.
want to see what
I want to
happened.
help.
And we want to help out, right?
Yeah.
So in Brian and our shooting, our sergeant was homesick on her deathbed.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
When we got on our shooting, she was the first one to arrive, and she drove an hour to get to us.
She didn't even get in uniform. She was
No.
just in plain clothes.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
she's like, I need to be there.
Yeah.
Like that's the way it should be.
Yep.
Right. We get into a critical incident. Our boss on her night off or when she's sick comes to the scene.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. Our captain came to the scene.
Watch
Everybody,
commander came. to
watch
the scene.
command, everybody. We
Wow.
had about what, 30, 40, 50
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And this was back in 2006. Right. We had about 40, 50 people. Our captain actually said, "Hey, you guys hungry?" Because it happened at midnight and we were graveyard from 10 to 8.
This is Steve, by the way.
Yeah.
If you want to jump on and say hi to everybody, you can.
I
It's
just
a wide
I
camera.
didn't want to stop.
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
On this super chat, but
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to go back to last night for a second,
Okay. Yeah.
and just comment on all of the love
Oh,
from
for sure.
everyone,
Yeah.
and from Karen and her family. You could just feel it.
Yeah.
She and her father went and talked to everybody.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, shook hands with everybody.
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
we love you,
Yep.
and we love them. But I also wanted to say, with the creators, it's not a competition.
No.
It's a community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were all, we haven't met any of these people in person. And every one of them, it was love. Let's do something together.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
You're awesome. Everyone's just there, not for themselves,
For the cause.
but for the cause,
Karen,
and making it as big and as loud as it can be, and doing it together.
Yeah.
No,
Well
but
said.
I mean,
Well
like I
said.
said, and I
It's
mean
amazing.
this at the like I said, it's refreshing to see this because not many law enforcement will speak out. They will be, and I have people that come to me all the time that are in law enforcement here in the local
Right.
area, and they go, "Keep doing what you're doing," but they just won't speak out.
But they live
they're
here,
they're
right?
still on
Yeah.
the job though, right?
Yeah.
They're still on the job.
Right.
So
When you're on the
you
job,
can't
what
you
you're
can't get
doing.
involved in any political type stuff. You
Yeah,
really can't.
you can't have an opinion when you're in uniform like that. At least with Metro Police in Vegas, when we're in uniform, you don't have an opinion. You don't have a political opinion. You don't have a religious opinion. You know what I mean? You gotta stay right on the fence.
Yeah. It's tough because sometimes you just have to sit there and shit's probably eating up
You gotta
inside.
take it. You
But
gotta
what I
take it.
like is good job. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
showing
Oh, yeah.
support, right?
You're right.
Oh yeah, and
That
they
speaks volumes.
and
Yeah.
they do it out in front of the courthouse too. I mean, some of the state troopers will just even look at it and go, "Keep doing what you're doing."
Well, yeah, and some of the older guys who probably don't care, and they're like, you know what, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
They know it's dirty. They might be getting ready to get out soon
Yeah.
in another year or two. No one's really going to mess with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And cops know what cops to mess with and what cops not to mess with.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for sure.
You can tell the soy boy cops.
Let me
can
just
always
get
see
through a
them.
couple of these here. Colleen, thank you for being a 7-month member
Let's
of
go.
the channel. I appreciate
Nice.
it. Says, what do they think about LEO ties to other cases? So other cases in our area, all the other the cases. What do you think about that? It's just so strange that all this stuff's happening.
You know
right?
what though? I mean, we're so privileged in Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, we just handle everything in house, right?
Yeah.
Even if it happened like in Northtown has their own police system, right? Their own unit.
Mhm.
So we wouldn't cross contaminate unless they ask for our expertise in certain things, right?
Mhm.
That's the only time we'd get involved, right? If we have a cross what's that called? Cross-border case that we're handling.
Right.
Yeah, we'll unify and work it out. What do you got? This is what we got. But we don't dip our toes in it. We don't have to. We're the biggest agency in Las Vegas.
Wow.
In Clark County. We run Clark County.
Yeah.
We don't have any jurisdiction stuff in Vegas. There's none of that. Oh, where you cross the line, you can't go no more. No, we can go anywhere we want, do whatever we want.
Hmm.
Like if we had a big case that happened, next to North Las Vegas, North Las Vegas would probably respond and say, "Hey, what's going on? Do you guys need help?" If we didn't,
Sure.
we said no. But
Yeah,
our SWAT teams work together all the time because my
Yeah.
brother-in-law is in Henderson SWAT,
Yeah.
right? And Henderson's a small part of not Vegas, but it's next to Vegas.
Oh, okay.
So we have Vegas, Henderson, and North Las Vegas. Henderson and North Las Vegas have their own police.
But you're talking about Birchmore and Karen Reed. That in
Yeah.
the next, that's dude. When you're missing 36,000 text messages,
Come on.
Little.
Yeah.
those boys are sipping the sauce a little too
Yeah.
much, and they're not gonna miss it.
how
It's not important.
How long does it take to delete all this?
Yeah. Long.
Yeah, that's an issue. That's a big issue
Yeah.
for sure.
Dina, thank you so much. 16-month member.
Yeah.
OG.
Nice.
The
OG.
OG.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
being here.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. All right, we got another $20 super chat. Keep up the good fight. Great to see the LV cops on
Yeah.
here this morning. I hope you all had a wonderful time last night.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And we got El Shea. Thank you for the 10. Says such an amazing night. Gonzo has the best boots. I did. I saw the boots. I saw the cowboy boots that came in. I said, God damn, he's fly, man. He's
Yeah.
slick.
Yeah.
He's
Hey,
slick.
hey, I had to gain a half-inch somewhere, brother.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Said Karen Reed did such an amazing job. Free Karen Reed. Thank you so much. Courtney with $5. $5 says, love these cops. Says new to LTL, but loving it too. Free Karen Reed.
Yeah.
My child's whole life, but the mass corruption lately is very scary. Enrique Delgado-Garcia.
Yep.
Brian Camp, Turtle Boy, and Sandra 2. Yes. Thank you. We'll keep that going. Joseph, thanks for the $3 super sticker. I appreciate that. Amy Lynn says, seeing pictures of the fundraiser last night with all the content creators is true definition of stronger together. And I totally agree.
Yep,
I
sure.
totally agree. Let's see. Michelle, thank you so much for the 2. Says, keep the momentum going. Great job for all of you. Well, thank you so much for helping out. Kylie says, I was so happy to see all of the pics from last night. Amazing to see everybody together. The LV cop daddies. They call you the cop daddies. I love it.
Yeah.
What is the most outrageous fact in this case, in your opinion, which bothers you the most? That's a good question. I love it.
For me, it's just the shitty cop work, you know, because for us, it was from top to bottom, left to right.
Yeah.
Your report's not done unless you have something in that box, right? It's just the whole on shitty investigation of not interviewing any of the witnesses
Knocking
that
on
were
doors.
there. No reports that were taken, right?
Well, he wrote a paragraph.
Oh, yeah,
small one.
He did. And that's another thing. For us, like a dead body report is 4 pages. And they have to be filled out. If they're not filled out, your sergeant's gonna say, go back and finish it. Right. So from law enforcement perspective, because that's what we look at. That's what we focus on is, did they do their due diligence in doing the right thing at the right time? And they did none of it.
Yeah.
None of it.
A lot of sloppy police work.
I
I
concur.
wonder why.
Yeah.
That's what bothers
If it's
me
not on
most.
the report,
Didn't
it
happen.
didn't happen.
Yeah, I think that would be exactly my response as well. The incredible crappy police work, the not following procedure. They have policies and procedures. They know what to do. You know,
It just chose not to do it.
it just blows my mind that people could actually do that and think they're going to get away with it.
I agree.
So that kills me.
Yeah. They always say you need to start a paperwork trail.
Yeah.
From anything like this.
Yeah.
And that was one of the biggest things that was missing.
And like I was saying earlier, is that we don't leave that call until our reports are done.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything is done in our office, which is our car, right? Once we hit clear, we're done. We're going to go to the next call, right? So I just don't understand how they didn't do any of that, right? And I get it. Cops get lazy,
Yeah.
right? They take shortcuts, right? But shortcuts lead to big problems, right? You tend to forget things.
But wouldn't you think, after identifying the gentleman that's on the front lawn as Officer John O'Keefe, that the heightened alert to make sure that everything is taken properly in the transmission of that report and evidence, you would think that would go on a more heightened level.
Absolutely.
Right?
You think, but apparently not here. In Canton, you know what I mean? That's why when we saw the videos at first, we were like, man, these guys are dirty. There's no other reason. And I'm sorry. I mean, I know there's people out there that think they're not, but I'm sorry. We're 2 cops. We did over 20 years on the streets. They're dirty.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't add up. I'm sorry. We connect dots.
The math isn't mathing.
Yeah. I mean,
I like
I'm
the
sorry.
math is not math.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Not at all.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean,
Big problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't add up. So they're crooked.
Yeah.
It's the only answer. Is that they're crooked.
I agree.
And now we just got to prove it all.
100%.
They got to get in trouble for it.
You want to prove it? Watch the video.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
Watch our videos.
Let's see. Liz, thank you so much for the $5. Says thanks that all you do from Norfolk County. Thank you so much. We'll add $5 to the total. AJ, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it. Good
Thank you, sir.
U.S. citizen, $20.
Nice.
Says Brian, thank you for having the LV cop daddies. They love you. And where is Steve? Congrats to the mug. We're probably a little bit behind on lag of the super chat, but Steve did join.
Yeah.
Here. He's shooting. He's offside. He's offside of the camera here.
He's eating donuts. Right
He's
now.
eating
He's eating donuts.
Hey. That's all right. I
Eating
got
donuts
some.
and filming some content, which is great. So, Tsunami, thank you so much. Channel member, moderator, and good friend. Thank you. I've gotten to know you so much offline, and you're hilarious. Look at this. We got the donuts here.
Yeah.
And he says 2017 Las Vegas shooting at the Mandalay Bay event. Were you guys involved to that response? All right.
So
can you talk about that? I'm gonna grab a water. Go ahead.
Let me grab a donut real quick and get my juice going. So I'm gonna tell you my
I got my donuts right here.
my experience with that, and it's short. So it was my day off, and I was home. I had all my gear at home because I was in work overtime the next day, right? And one of my buddies calls up and says, "Hey, dude, what's going on down at Mandalay Bay?" I said, "I have no idea." So I turned my radio on, and it was like a war zone.
Just
I honestly thought it was another Mumbai situation. I thought that there was casinos that were getting attacked.
no shit.
Right. So I throw on my gear, kiss my wife, kiss my kid. I said, I'm going to town. Right. I'm going. So I self-deployed. Right. I get to the my area command, which is I was working at the airport at the time. and we started getting alarms that people were jumping the secured side of the fence. Route 91 is right next to the airport. So my sergeant deploys me and a team to go to the hangars, and we recovered over 140 people that jumped the fence to get away from the situation. So we transported a few people that were hit and injured. Actually, it was Tony Delorso that did. He transported a few in his black and white.
No shit.
But we were finding people hiding.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy in my experience, because I'm listening to radio traffic, right? I am designated to my area. I can't go any further.
For sure.
But listening to the radio traffic, Mandalay Bay's having, active shooter. Now it's Luxor. Now it's MGM Grand. So I was like, holy shit, it's going down.
So you're thinking it's like happening everywhere.
Everywhere. And that's what I said. It was
confusing.
I thought it was another Mumbai thing where they, 5 cells came in and took over 3 casinos there.
Jesus Christ.
Massacred people. Yeah. So it was chaotic to the most extent. Anything I've ever experienced is just chaotic, right? From listening to responding to looking at these people that were scared shitless, right? And some of them had a lot of blood on it. It wasn't their blood. It was somebody that got right next to them.
Yeah.
Right? Dropping like flies. So that was my part in 1 October. Brian's got a little bit more detail on his. You want to hit it? I know, buddy. I know.
It was a tough one.
Yeah. Yeah, my experience was completely different. I've told the story on our channel. I think I said it somewhere else too. Yeah. Basically it was the biggest mass shooting in US history. And I was acting sergeant that night. And like G said, you turn on the radio and it was chaos. It sounded like a war, like in Iraq or something, So they're all the cops screaming on the radio. There was no radio discipline, which is what I always say, when shit hits the fan, you're going to revert to your highest level of training. And if you don't train and you're a brand new cop, you're going to shit the bed.
Yeah.
And that's what was happening. A lot of cops were just freaking out, screaming on the radio, but they needed somebody with a rifle. I said I had a rifle. I said, I'm en route. So I go flying down there. My wife at the time was listening to the scanner, so people could hear, So she texted me and she's like, "You're not going to that." And I said, "I got to go."
Yeah. That's why we took the job.
Yeah. So I go flying down there. I get to Russell Luna Boulevard right next to Mandalay Bay, because they said come on the south side, because he was shooting out west and partially north. So they said park on the south side of the building. So I heard that. Got my gear. We had 3 other guys. We go running through Mandalay Bay, going through Shark Reef. So we ran like, a good quarter mile. You got 40, 50 pounds of gear on. It sucks. So we go through, ran into a sergeant, and didn't really go well. He was like, "Hey, I need a
an arrest team or something like that." Right?
No, he said, "I need a slow and methodical search of the whole casino."
You don't do that.
Yeah. And so I was like, "What?" I was like, "This ain't a 406, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you?" That 406 is a burglary.
Got it.
Right. That burglaries, you go slow and methodical. Right. Active shooter, you go fast.
You go
shock and awe.
You
right?
go to the
You got to
fire.
be shock and horror.
Shock and horror.
Shock and horror. You gotta hit him with shock and horror.
horror.
You got to hit the guy shock and horror. So I'm like, "Dude, you're an idiot."
In shock.
Yeah, fuck this. And then Levi comes running up and he's like, "Hey, what do you guys know?" I said, "Hey, the guy's on the 32nd floor."
Levi was in SWAT.
Yeah, Levi was in SWAT. Yeah, I said, "Hey, 32nd floor." He's like, "Let's go." So sergeant yells at us, "Stop. I order you guys to stop." And Levi turns around and it says something to the effect of, "Sir, you do whatever the fuck you got to do. We're going to go unalive this guy." And so we get up to the floor. We went up to the 32nd floor, reconned it, went down to the 31st floor, and went down the whole hallway. Right. So obviously the guy can't shoot us because we're beneath him.
Right.
Come up the side, the doors are all drilled shut. So
He planned it.
the suspect, he knew we were going to come up that way. He knew it. Yeah. So he drilled it shut. So we had to pry that open.
Now this is after 100 and something shots have gone down the hallway already.
200 and I think 21 rounds he fired down the hallway on 32nd floor, which is, the hallways are about 180 yards. I know, because we ran it and it feels like it never fucking ends. You're like, what the? It's like a movie. You're like, what the fuck? Is this ever going to end? Am I ever going to get there? Yeah, it's so long. You're like, yeah,
it's so long.
It's weird.
He had cameras on the outside.
Yeah.
Surveilling people coming to the door.
There's actually a good picture of me with my rifle looking at the door.
No shit.
Because he had a food cart out front. he had two big doors, the French doors, what are they called? The double doors. So he had two of them. He had a big suite. His suite was huge. So we were going to blow this door, but this door needed to be watched. So I had my gun on this door. They blew the door. They roll in. We hear a 3-round burst. I roll in because I'm thinking, all right, now we're getting busy. We're going in. We're going to be in a gunfight. We like Gonzo said, I thought it was Mumbai. I thought all of us pretty much were on the same page. Like, we're going to be in a massive gunfight with these people that, come to our city. So we're going in there to end them. Like, we're not messing around. We're going in there. We're going to unalive you. And we went through the door and looking around, and we're like, what the hell is just one guy? We're like, this doesn't make sense.
So was he still actively shooting when you guys breached the door?
No. He stopped shooting. He had, when I got there, he was still shooting, but as I was throwing on my gear, he had just stopped. So then I was thinking, all right, shit, he's reloading. Now's a good time, but fuck, I gotta run. I gotta get to the floor.
Let me ask you a question. When you have calls like that, is it different in every scenario how your mind and your body reacts?
Yeah, every scenario is
what
different.
I'm saying is your anxiety and your stress, does that go up and down with every call, or is it pretty much the same?
Well, listen, you could go from an active robbery. Sorry, Brian. An active robbery that's going on, so you're amped. The next call you're catching is a unalived 14-year-old that just committed. You know what? So you have to bring it back down to sympathize with that family. Then your next call might be a violent domestic. So your heart rate is going like this.
It's
all the
an
time.
emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, it is. It is
every day,
and that's why cops don't live long after they die. They retire because they're just all wore out.
I've had 3 friends that are retired and they died.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's the job that we took, right?
They didn't even make it a year.
Yeah. But if you stay healthy, take care of yourself during the job, have a good support system, whether it be your friends, your family,
mental health.
Right.
I mean, I rally mental health here. I've been very open about it. The last couple months. I was in deep therapy as a child and into my teens, and I just stopped it all of a sudden. And I've now revisited that. Yeah. And I'll tell you, getting mental health is nothing to be ashamed of. If you need someone to talk to, there's always someone.
We did, and they made us go see a shrink after the October 1st. But so we go through the door. He's dead. We're looking around. He had 24 rifles. He never actually reloaded. He actually just shot, and he had 2 locations. He was shooting out of his main living room, and then he broke the window in his master bedroom. So he went from location to location. But there was, I think, 22 or 24 rifles. He never reloaded. He just picked up, shot, and he set it down, picked up, shot. But he had a paper with the windage, the yardage, the humidity, like like a sniper. He was dialed in. He knew what he was doing. He taped up all the vents and stuff. And I don't know why he was doing that. If we're gonna gas him, but he had food and water. It looked like to me
he's gonna be there for a while.
So it was kind of surprising that he didn't want to shoot it out with us. I was actually surprised at that. I really thought he would want to take some of us out as well. I mean, you just shot 2,000 people. Why wouldn't you shoot at us? They can't shoot back.
For sure. Yeah.
We absolutely can.
Yeah.
And we will.
Yeah. And you get the firepower to do it. Yeah.
So after, so the radio traffic comes out. I'm standing in the door. I see my buddy, Billy Marks from SWAT. He comes running down the hallway, and he had just had shoulder surgery because I was just role playing with SWAT like 2 weeks before. And so the first thing I yelled is, "What are you doing in a full kit?" And he goes, "I'm not missing this shit." That's the kind of guys that we work with. This guy just had shoulder surgery 2 weeks. Couldn't even move his arm. And he throws on a full 80-pound SWAT kit. And he's running down the hallway like, yeah, I'm going to get some, because that's the kind of guys we work with. He's like, I don't give a fuck if I'm injured. Fuck that. I'm not missing this shit. So as we're yelling, he goes, "Brian, what do you got?" And then, here in the radio, active shooter at New York. And so again, I was thinking, all right, maybe it is like Mumbai. Maybe this guy and a bunch of other dudes. And I said, I'm going. Billy goes, "What do you know?" I said, "Hey, he's 419, 405, meaning he's dead and he killed himself, right? He shot himself." And he goes, "All right." He goes, "We got this. Go to New York for the active shooter." Because we didn't even know how many cops we really had and where they were at. So I said, I looked at him, I said, that's where I'm going. So me and my buddy Mike Teal was with me. We go running down the hallway, get in the elevator, take the elevator to the basement. Why we went to the basement, I don't know. But we went to the basement, the door opens, and there's hundreds of Mandalay Bay maintenance carts, right?
We're on that commandeer one.
I'm tired. I'm not running no more. I'm like, fuck this. I'm taking one of these carts. So we jumped in the cart, hit the start button, and we started driving down the
Las
boulevard.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And trying to get to New York. Didn't make it to New York because we pulled up and it was the entrance. Yeah. It was FD was flagging us down and they're like, hey man, we need to go in here. And I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
And he's like, this is the entrance for the Route 91. So I'm like, I look at my watch. I'm like, fuck, man, you guys haven't been in there yet. So this is, what I know. I don't know if officers might have been in there before then.
Sure.
But, I don't know. So
Right.
I just show up and they're like, we haven't been in there yet. So I'm like, damn, this sucks. What the fuck? So they're like, you guys protect us. We do what's called force protection. We do a diamond shape around FD, right? FD's in the middle, right? We do a diamond around and protect them. So I was the lead guy. I was front. So I would light up.
You're all right, buddy. Take your time.
I would light up everybody with my light, and FD would check them for signs of life. Black tag, dead. And we ran out of black tags.
Yeah.
And most of a
Oh,
lot of the victims were women, so it was tough to sit there and see them blown apart and their heads
women
blown
should never
apart.
be hurt, man. Tell you that.
And
right
it was
now.
elevated, so they're shooting down on everybody, so everything's like this:
Head,
and
shoulder, upper
ears.
torso.
Like the first lady I ran into, she got shot, looked like in the ear, and it just blew part of her head apart. And you're sitting there looking at these innocent people, and you're like, what the fuck, man? Like, who could do this?
Mhm.
Yeah. Is it political reasons? Like,
Yeah.
There's no reason to shoot 2,000 people in America. I'm sorry. I don't care who the fuck you voted for. I don't care what you are. I don't care about any of that. There's no reason to do that, because people always ask me, why do you think you did it? And I was like, you can never look for logic in an illogical act.
Yep.
Because you're not going to find it.
Yep.
He didn't leave a note. He didn't say anything. And I know, I think there was a comment this morning on our channel. Some guy said, LVMPD is crap and we covered up Route 91. Look, you can believe what you believe. I was there.
Yeah. We both were there.
I didn't see any cover up. I saw what I saw. I know what I know. If people want to think that LVMPD covered it up, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think we did a good job. So, it was so eerie. I tell people, like, going through the door, when the first guys went through the door, they knew what to expect. It was going to be a gunfight, and they were ready for that. You're not ready to look at like a civil war scene
Mhm.
in your own city.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you look and you're just seeing bodies all over, and like, it was eerie because it was dark and there was like phones ringing. I mean, there was everything on the floor you can imagine: trash, wigs. There was a wheelchair all bloody. There was like a prosthetic limb. I saw, like a leg. Like, this dude lost his leg literally running. We had friends killed there.
You know who real heroes were at that, Brian? Were the civilians that commandeered vehicles from the strip, taking injured people to the hospitals. And we have 5 hospitals, and they were all overwhelmed.
Yeah.
All overwhelmed. And another thing, let me add this. That was a crime scene for weeks after, right? And we would have overtime to maintain the integrity of the crime scene, right? Nobody in, nobody out. But if you're in the inner perimeter and you see all the life that was there at one point, and you just see remnants of it, it's eerie, man. Knowing what happened, how it happened in our town, it's fucked up.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It sticks with you, dude.
Yeah.
That's one that you will never forget, ever.
Yeah. Just seeing all that. And then we were out on that field for like 2.5 hours. We had to clear everything. We went under the stage. There was not a single spot of that fairground.
Route 91
that we didn't go to. I mean, we went under the
bleachers.
We went under the tables where they were doing all the electronics for the lights and the
No
we went under the
stone was left
stage.
untoned.
We went to every porta potty. I pulled some fries or some chicken fingers out of a grease pot or out of a fryer because they were burning. Then we come out of there about 2 hours later, and now we're getting reports of shots fired at Mandalay Bay again. So we're like, fuck. So me and the guys jumped on the fire engine, which was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
We stood on the edge of the fire engine, held on, and went flying down the boulevard at like 50, 60 miles an hour. I'd say that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to be on. You had the wind in our face because everything we just went through, and you're just, trying to process it, and you're just like, yeah, it sucks.
We did lose an officer that attended the festivities, and he ended up dying. He got hit.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He was a good man.
So that's why I don't talk about this all the time.
It's a jagged little pill, man.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's tough. It's, and some of the stuff that I saw there, I'm not going to go into it big here. I saw cops doing stuff that I didn't think I would see. Cops going the other way, not going to the shooter.
Yeah.
Like going the other way.
Yeah.
And to me, if you're in that uniform, you don't have a choice. Is it scary? Fuck yeah, it's scary.
It is.
Fucking sucks. But you got to push past that.
Yep.
Because if we don't stop them,
who will?
Who will? If the citizens can't look at us to defend them, who are they going to look at?
Yeah.
So, I always thought when I became a cop in Vegas, I was going to die in Vegas.
Me too. Me too. I already imagined my funeral.
Me too. I didn't think I was going to get out alive. I really didn't. But I was okay with that because to me, it's a good honor to go out like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Protect those who cannot protect themselves.
Yeah.
Right. So
thank you.
And that's why we do our channel, is to still help people, affect people, and try to change people in all ways, and help cops.
Yeah.
In all ways, because it's an imperfect world. People are people. There's always going to be evil. There's always going to be good cops. There's always going to be bad cops. And it's just, all we're trying to do is just
shed some light.
Yeah. Shed a little light and try to bring some positivity in the world and help people that can't help themselves.
The thing is, Brian, is when you call the cops, it's never for a good thing.
Yeah.
It's never for a good thing.
Nobody calls 911 and says, hey, man, I made you a big ass meal. Sit down and eat. Because even if you did, we wouldn't eat it anyway. You're like, oh, you're poisoning us.
Exactly. You spit in it.
Yeah. Right. I got drugged on duty.
Yeah.
This is a story no one knows. I've never talked
about
it.
Spill it.
Well,
hey, we're breaking this studio in. Let's go. Let's go.
Me and 3 other officers were eating at a place. I won't say the name. It's not there anymore, but it's at where is it?
Buffalo.
It was
Rainbow?
Buffalo? Where was it?
It was Rainbow.
No, we're Sunset and Russell.
Fucking Ginkgo Gamboa, dude.
Know,
we
man.
need a Ginkgo Gamboa.
I got like 6 hours of sleep in the past 3 days. Anyway, we got drugged. They sprinkled meth and ecstasy all over our food. The waitress did, because she got a DUI.
Christ.
This is what we find out later. She got a DUI about a month ago.
Yeah.
Right. And this is like 10 years ago. She got DUI. And a month prior, we were sitting at the table. She knew us. We were cool. They always gave us a
hookup there.
A hookup. It was 100% love, meaning they gave us free food. But we would all tip $20 each. So she would make $80 like that.
And we always told our officers, if you pull somebody from our eat spots, let us know. Right?
Yeah.
Let us know. Right. So we can be prepared for some retaliation.
Sure.
Right.
So, hey, we'll send out an AM. Hey, we arrested the cook at so-and-so.
Don't eat there.
At Denny's for DUI, or I just got him armed robbery or whatever. Don't eat there.
Yeah.
We'll do that because So anyway, she sprinkled meth ecstasy all over our foods. We were all messed up. Calling my buddy at 6 a.m. I'm like, hey, dude, are you asleep? And he's like, fuck no, I'm not asleep, man. I'm wired. And I'm like, me too. My wife comes out. It's like 6 a.m. I'm picking up furniture, vacuuming. And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, I think we got drugged last night. She's like, really? I was like, yeah. So we were all fucked up. So
the schnozberries take like
schnozberries. Yeah, right. We had to go to the hospital.
Colors.
Yeah, we had to go to the hospital, and it sucked. I was up for 3 days.
Wow.
And then there was so much meth in my system. I got hit with a lot of ecstasy. That wasn't bad.
Truth be said, yeah, I'll do it again.
That wasn't bad. But the meth, it made I couldn't pee.
Yeah.
Right. So I was off for a couple of days. I come back to work, my first day back to work, and I go the whole day, and I'm like, every time I tried to pee, I couldn't pee. So I'm like, this is weird. I was like, well, maybe I don't have to go that bad.
Right,
I don't know,
right, right,
but we're
right.
busy. So I'm
Yeah, yeah.
going and gunning, running and gunning. I go to lunch, still can't pee, get to debrief. And it was Jeff Lang and a couple other guys were like, man, you don't look good, Bri. What's up? Like, B, you look like shit. What's going on? I'm like, I can't pee. I just happened to tell them. And they're like, what? And I said, yeah, I can't pee.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, you don't look good. I was like changing colors.
Wow.
And they're like, we need to get you to the hospital now. So they rushed me to the hospital, and they're like, yeah, you had so much meth in your system that it swelled up your prostate.
No shit.
So my prostate swelled up, so it was blocking my urethra.
Pinching
So I
it.
couldn't pee.
Yeah.
So she puts I was in so much pain. She's like, have you ever had a catheter? And I was like, yes,
you're
just
getting
do
one
it.
now.
I didn't care. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I had it. I
'Cause you
know
gotta go.
it
Yeah.
sucks. Do it. Let's fucking do this shit. So she slams the catheter in, and I'm like, oh
thank
God.
you.
500 cc's.
Wow.
Yeah, which is it's actually bigger than a football, almost the size of a football.
Unbelievable.
And she said, Brian, you were probably minutes, if not hours, away from your bladder bursting. She goes, it was getting ready to pop.
Wow.
And I was like, and then I would have been in serious trouble. So
Yeah.
that's why we don't eat if you invite us over.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And it's a shame. It sucks that it has to be.
They're
like
doing
that.
it for a good reason, but we just can't do it.
Right.
We don't know, because now with fentanyl and stuff, you put a little fentanyl in one little drop in a glass of
that's it.
water or whatever,
you.
and it'll kill you.
Kill 10 people.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like now, we didn't trust them then, and probably still don't. Which it sucks. It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
But it's just the way it is.
Let's take a little bit of pause. I'm going to read some donations here. I know you guys get to get out in a little bit, but what I want to do is this last segment, if we can just go in and talk about your experience through Canton yesterday, because you did a little bit of a tour.
Yeah.
So let me just get some of these out of the way real quick. $10 here from Muggs, said, sending love from Canton, Mass. Thank you for all that you're doing for Karen. I grew up with many of these people involved, and they will do anything to protect each other. The Goodmans, thank you so much for giving the one gifted membership. So we'll add $5 to the total. I'm hoping that I can get through all of these for the show. And we're going to try to do this here. Buzzing for the Truth, $5 says, good to see the Cop Daddies in Boston. Free Karen Reed. Jen Altman, great seeing you last night, Jen. Had a great time. It was great meeting you again in person. Says, I'm a huge fangirl. Last night, meeting these two made my night. Free Karen Reed. Thank you for the 10. We have Just Joe, $3 Canadian. We'll round it up. So did you get a chance to see 34 Fairview? We're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. We had a big super chat come in, $100 from Lady Law, and 25% of that's going to go back to Karen.
Thank you.
So thank you for contributing to explain how it should have been handled. Like Proctor texted initially, we did not know what we had. They absolutely should have been knocking on doors. Thank you so much for your service, and we agree. Cheryl, $20, says thank you for all the three of you for standing up for truth and justice. Thank you for giving back to Karen. Thank you so much. We have a $5, says someone needs to look into who attended the New York funeral. Chief Burke went to the funeral with these assholes, and it's been kept hidden for all these years. Joseph Kane, thanks for becoming a new member, so we'll add $5. Glamma, thank you so much. 13-month membership. Thank you so much. 13-month support. Says, welcome to Mass, Gonzo and Brian. Awesome to have everyone together for Karen. The pictures were fantastic. It's good stuff. We have Mark. Thank you so much. $5 says, what's up, fellas? Big fan of the fucking noise. It's only Free Karen Reed. Justice for John O'Keefe. Brian, we met in Dedham. Yes, I remember. $20. Says we need to get DNA from these amazing cop daddies and clone them.
I wish.
Kelly Reed watching. Look at this. Kelly Reed watching. Says, thank you, Brian, Gonzo, Steve, and Brian, and Steve. Thank you. We appreciate all your support. Thank you, Kelly. We love you. Yes.
Yes.
We love you. 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 Meatball Morrissey, $20 says, I made a motion that the LV cop daddies must stay in Boston and tell Maddie Phelps he's an idiot. Brenda, thank you for becoming a member and being a 1-month member. Says, thank you, Brian, for being you and the cop daddies rock. We got What the Duck. $10.
What
Says,
the
can the
duck?
cop daddies
What the
come out
duck?
of retirement and move to Mass, please? We need more people like this. I'll even make sure all of your snow is taken care of.
As much as they make, we might come out of retirement.
I
and
might
just-
have to come out of retirement for 300,000 a year.
There we go. Peggy, let's go. $200.
Wow.
$200.
Thank
Peggy,
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Says,
you.
Karen Reed is factually innocent. Thank you, Peggy.
Correct.
You're so kind and a big contributor to this channel and a big believer in this community. I love you. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Correct.
Sandra, $20 says, it's so obvious they were promoting a specific agenda. No proper photos, reporting the investigation inside and outside the house. Huge red flag.
Yep.
Thanks for all that you do.
Yep.
Love the real content. Thank you.
They didn't even do the bare minimums. They didn't even
No.
do the bare minimums.
No.
No,
No.
that was off the table.
I mean, even low is a standard, but they're lower than that.
I love it.
You know,
We got Colleen says Karen Reed is factually innocent. Morsi is corrupt. Mass State Police needs receivership. A lot of hashtags. Thank you. Lori, thank you so much. 3-month membership. I
Yep.
appreciate that.
Yep.
Says
Nice.
deep gratitude
Yep.
to
Nice.
all. You make a difference. No, you make a difference. I want to
Absolutely.
make sure that everybody
Yeah.
understands this. And I know these guys talked about this when they came through the door. The love and support from this community and all the people that watch these channels and subscribe and continue to spread the message of everything that we're doing here in a positive way, you all make the difference. Because, and I always say this, if it wasn't for the subscribers and the people that watch these channels and keep our material moving through the algorithm, we would not be able to
Yeah.
be here.
correct.
Yeah,
Go
we
ahead,
are
guys.
a tool. They are the machine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. You can't
Mhm.
stop the machine.
Yeah. No.
I am a tool.
Joseph, thank you. $10 says, thank you for your bravery, quick response, LV data. Don't lie in Norfolk County, corrupt judiciary and in the DA's office, McAlberts and their trash bag families all do. Blessings and be safe. Free Karen Reed. We got a new member. Thank you,
Let's go.
Stephanie. We'll add
Nice.
$5 to the total.
Nice.
Denise, $20. So happy for all of you to be able to come together and celebrate your dedication to fighting all the corruption surrounding Karen's trial. Don't forget the standouts today. If
Yep.
you can,
Yep.
sending them the love. And we did. We did
Standouts.
mention
Absolutely.
the standouts. Yeah.
Yep.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. We got $10 from Pineywood. Thank you. The Goodmans, $10. Thank you so much. I'm just trying to
Thank
move
you.
through these guys
Yeah,
because they
no.
have a limited time here. And I
No,
want to
no,
try
all
to
good.
get as much material as we can.
Oh, good.
Karen Reed is innocent. Thank you for being a member. 2 months. Says where the helicopters also begin in the air, shooting down. John Cullen has multiple videos showing shots also coming from the helicopter. No.
Well,
No, those are strobes.
Well, there was a strobe in the window because I actually said it on the radio. Something's fishy about there was a room coupled like 6 or 8 floors down that had a strobe in there, but they never found out if that was related or if it was supposed to be some kind of decoy or
And the thing
something.
is this, if there's a helicopter that close to the airport would know.
Got
you
it.
have to get permission to fly that close in that airspace
Yeah.
of the airport.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
and the air unit can circle, but they're not going to shoot out of the air unit.
No, they're not.
They're not going to shoot out of the air unit.
Sure.
No. And that video, I think I've seen that video
Yeah.
because I think somebody sent it to me and they're like, what do you think of this? And I was like, well, I mean, it looks kind of legit. And I'm not going to say 100% it didn't happen because again, I don't know. I was inside most of the time. I don't see that happening. I could ask my buddies in air support.
Yeah.
And ask them. I don't even think they carry a gun up in the air unit. There's no reason to. They're all cops. You have to be a cop to be a pilot for our air unit. You have to be a cop first and then get your pilot's license and then you can fly. And that's what my 3 buddies did. And they're all in the air unit now. And they don't even carry a gun.
The only way a helicopter would be shooting would be if there was a SWAT sniper on it.
Yeah, SWAT sniper on it. And
That's
they wouldn't be in the regular air unit, I don't think. They'd be in the search and rescue or they'd get something from Nellis. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's do this. If everybody can just smash the like button. We have almost 2,000 people in the
Badoosh.
chat room today. I want to get this out in the algorithm. It's super important. Let me just circle you guys back around. So you went to Canton yesterday and you did a little bit of a tour. I know you met up with Peter Murphy. He's a wonderful human being.
Yep.
and a great guy and a
Yeah.
great retired cop,
Yeah.
law enforcement, such a great guy.
He's an OG, man.
He's
I'm
an
telling
OG.
you.
OG.
Yeah.
Tell
He's
me
OG.
about your experience through Canton. Kind of take us through the day.
Well, we started with very little sleep.
Yeah.
We actually went to the Cove the first night.
Yeah.
Kelly Reed picked us up. Her and Noah, great people. You know, everybody here is so nice. Everybody goes out of their way to make sure that you're comfortable.
Mhm.
Like
Taken care of.
Yeah, taking care of. Anytime we needed a ride, they're like, "Come on, I'll take you." And we're like, "Well, it's an hour away. Who gives a shit? Let's go." Yeah, it's like, geez, okay. So
Yeah,
everyone is
that's
so
how we
nice.
are.
But we started at the Cove. We had a great dinner with Kelly, Noah's mom and dad came out. Will DeGlaire showed up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so Will came,
I love
and
it.
we all had dinner, and it was a good time. And then
Next morning was bright and early.
oh my gosh, yeah, we got like 3 hours of sleep,
Yeah.
2 hours of sleep, and then we started off at the McDonald's.
Yeah.
We met Peter Murphy, and we
Nice.
did a really nice interview with him. He's a great guy, an OG cop.
Yeah.
And we did about, I think, Steve, how long was that? About 40 minutes, you think? 45-minute video?
That's great.
So yeah, shout out to Doug, who was driving us around.
Yep.
Thank you, Doug.
Yep.
He was like our Uber driver yesterday.
That's
I'll send you
awesome.
some
And he
gas
didn't have
money.
to do that. He drove all the way up here just to drive us around.
Oh,
all
that's
day,
awesome.
So we could save money, and that was cool. But yeah, Peter he's a great dude. We had a great conversation. That's going to be coming out probably on our channel in probably about a week or two.
Yeah.
You'll get to see the whole interview. He says he gives us some meat. He says he
Meat
gave
for
us
the
some
bone.
meat for the bone. So there's going to be some exclusives on LV Cops
I love
TV next week.
I love it.
But it was a great conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we did our tour. Then we went up to O'Keefe's, John's house,
Yeah.
Officer O'Keefe's house.
Yeah.
Beautiful house.
Yeah. Really nice.
Yep. We filmed some there, and then we went down to 34 Fairview.
Okay, so this is what I want to.
Yeah.
This is what we're gonna get into right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Okay, so first impression when you saw the area. Tell me your first initial thought.
Well, everybody said it was small, right? But Brian and I come from cookie cutter properties,
like
right?
cul-de-sacs
Literally,
areas.
our
Yeah,
front yard
yeah.
is this big.
Yeah,
My front
yeah,
yard is
yeah.
the size of this table.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what
So
I
when
mean?
we saw it, you go, that's pretty big, but there's still no way you can't miss something on the front yard.
Yeah.
Right. Especially when there's snow on the ground and you turn your lights on, you see everything because the light just
reflects.
reflects.
Yeah.
Right. And if there's any deformations in the snow, it's going to cast a shadow and you're going to see it.
Yeah.
Right. But on the way there, we were debating, are we going to get out? We're going to get out. Brian goes, hell yeah, we're going to get out.
Fuck yeah. And you know what? We came all the way here. We're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna fucking get out. We're
Yeah.
gonna film on this yard.
Yeah.
What's the worst that happened? They call the police and
Yeah.
get us for trespassing.
So the
like
Chinese fire
misdemeanor.
drill.
We'll
we get
just
out,
take
run
off.
around.
We'll just take off.
So from
Jesus.
what I know from what I've heard, and I think just the rumor is that the new owners of the house are very pro Karen
Yeah.
Reed, which is awesome.
Yeah, we heard
So
that
were
too.
really
I wish I
nice.
would have known that then.
Yeah.
Because I probably would have knocked on the door and
Yeah.
said, hey, can we film here for
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's what I wanted to do. I
Right,
wanted to film
right.
for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I wanted Gonzo and I to really get a feel for what was there. And that's also a reason that I had to get out. Like I needed to feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Of course.
Like-
I've walked it many, many times.
Yeah.
I've
I mean,
walked down
this
there
guy
many,
lost
many
his
times.
life.
Yeah.
And I needed to feel that. Like I wanted to feel the area. I wanted to stand where they think he might have been. Like I needed to feel it.
Yeah.
And you can. It's eerie. It's eerie.
So what did you think of the because a lot of people when they look at and you
There's
know what
no
I'm talking
way
about
24 miles,
Yeah.
26 miles.
a lot of
backwards,
people
yeah.
right a lot of people when they look at it on the TV they don't realize that it
Mhm.
has a slight grade and there's a curve.
There's a wicked turn there.
yeah a
wicked-
wicked turn.
Doug had trouble going 25 miles an hour forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So backwards, and I said that in the car, and I was like, man, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck even getting up to 24, and then a snowy ground, and you're going around a turn
Yeah.
like that, and then straight. And now, come on. Stop.
And I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but Turtle Boy actually did a reenactment, but he did it in dry weather.
Right.
There's no rain, and he's
Right.
like, "That's fucking scary." Like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
there's no way. He
Yeah.
goes, and I didn't even get up to 24 miles. He's like, I think I got up to like 17 miles an
Yeah.
hour. But if you haven't seen the video, go watch on his
Right.
channel.
Yeah.
But
Pretty
this is
good.
the thing, though, B, is that the car might not be moving 24 miles an hour. The wheels might be spinning
Right.
24 miles an hour. Right.
Yeah.
So the velocity of the car is not going to be matching the turn velocity of the wheels.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
And I always, when everybody comes at us, I just go, Arca.
Listen, I did take a math class and it doesn't math up.
No, it doesn't.
You know?
The math don't math.
Yep.
The math don't math.
So
Yep.
we did a little bit of filming right there on the yard because we had to.
Yeah.
Then where did we go? Oh, then we went to the waterfall.
You ate at the waterfall.
We ate at the waterfall.
Tell me about your experience
Good
in there.
burger.
It was a lot smaller than I thought.
Yeah.
Like on camera,
Yeah,
I was expecting this big bar, open bar, you know, and it's not.
We could barely fit through the door
Yeah,
side
it
to
was.
side.
Yeah, it was like it was cool. It was a cool place. It was funny because when Gonzo and I walked in, there's probably like what 6 people.
Yeah,
and I guess we stand out because everybody. It was like the movie scene where it's like the music stopped. Everybody was like, the whole place stopped, and everybody looks at us.
And I go, is it because I'm Mexican or what?
And I was like, how you doing? And Gonzo was like, what's up? And then we had lunch, and it was actually the first time we've ever been recognized.
Yeah,
was yesterday, and it was funny because Kelly goes, if you go into Canton, you're gonna get recognized very quickly.
right away.
Like in Vegas, nobody gives a shit about us.
Yeah.
Trust me.
No,
nobody cares
they're
about
gonna
us in
know.
Vegas. Nobody would, and even if they did recognize us, they ain't gonna say shit. They just walk by. Well, probably, well, fuck you. You're fucking YouTube, whatever.
Right.
But we're sitting there getting ready to eat, and this nice lady Cheryl comes over, and she's like, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt your lunch. She goes, but she goes, you look familiar. So Gonzo and I are sitting there staring at her, and she goes, do you guys do YouTube? Because I follow a channel. So I stood up and I said, hey, you know, I'm Brian from LV Cops TV.
Nice.
And she's like, I knew it. And then I said, there's Gonzo. And she goes, Gonzo. And I said, and there's producer Steve. And she's like, producer Steve.
I love it.
It was cool. It was cool. For the first time ever being recognized in public, to have it done at the waterfall was, couldn't have scripted it.
Full circle,
Couldn't have written a better time to be recognized than our very first trip here, which there will be more.
Good.
And we get recognized at the waterfall. Like, to me, that was so cool. Like, I was over the moon, you know, because, you know, we're humble dudes. I don't even consider myself a YouTuber. Like, I really don't. When people say, what do you do? I'm a cop. I'm a retired cop.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever say I'm a YouTuber. It's because it's just not me.
You're an educational professional.
There you go. I'm a retired
like
cop. Like, I don't.
that.
You like that?
myself
You're
YouTube.
educational.
Did you know when I was in high school, I was an aluminum transport engineer? Is what I
You
was.
were.
Yeah.
I moved pipe in the grain.
But that's really what you're doing. I mean, you're educating people on your channel.
And this is, I want to say this, and this is to all of our people, your people, our people. When we were talking to this lady, I go, do you comment? She goes, no, I don't like to comment.
Yeah.
I don't want, you know.
Yeah.
I said, listen, what you might put out there might resonate with somebody else, right? So if you got something to say, if you got a question, put it out there, because one of us will answer your question. Have the courage to say what's on your mind, because that's the only thing that's going to make a difference. It's what's on your mind, right?
We hit back most of the comments. I didn't this weekend because for Sarah from Mulaney, only because
we're busy.
Lack of sleep. And we've been so busy.
Jet lag.
Jet lag. Oh, I didn't fall asleep till like 4 a.m, and then we got to get up at 7.
Brian's first flight in 28 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Turbulence.
Yeah.
I'm not a big flyer either. I'll be honest with you.
I don't like being not in control.
Yes, that's what it is.
Ask the pilot, hey, you
And
feeling
then
good today? You feeling mentally good? Like, you don't want to. You don't want to.
8 hours of sleep.
Ever since that pilot crashed that one plane with all the people on it because he wanted to die, it's like, dude, if you want to do it to yourself, go ahead.
But don't
bring everybody else down. I mean, shit, I'm enjoying my life, man. Come on.
I get very antsy on flights.
Yeah.
It's the time, because I look and I'm like, man, I got to be on this thing for 6 hours, and then I go,
and I get claustrophobic
claustrophobic
in tight spaces. I hate tight spaces, and I don't like being in crowds. So even when the plane stops, everybody stands up, and you're just sitting in this little seat, and everybody's packing. I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
I got you, brother.
Brian and I are packed in like sardines. Our shoulders like
this. Sitting there, like, this is so uncomfortable, man. They should make plane seats bigger. I don't get it. Everybody,
first class.
But I'm not paying $2,000 for a fucking plane ticket.
I will say this, B. The experience for me was personal, right? Because now I can feel it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I was saying it before, but when we're cops, we're cows. We don't experience this stuff, right? But we're not cops. We're actually living through all the videos and all the comments, which connects you to this situation, and you really feel for what's going on. So when I went to Waterfall, I was like, damn, dude, this is where it fucking went down.
Yeah.
These guys were planning it, right?
Yeah, it's like you could feel it, man. It's very cool. That's why I said when we got invited by Karen and Kelly to come, we were like, you know what? We got to do this. Even if, money out of our own pocket, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Because,
it's for a cause.
Yeah, it's for a cause.
I love it. I love it. Let me get to a couple more of these here. So Diane, thank you so much for the $10. I'm not going to read these, but I'll call them out because I know these guys just have a little bit more time before they have to catch their flight. AZ, thank you so much. $20 says mad respect. Love you and sharing your story. A great reminder of Ellie's great. It's good that good LEOs exist. It can be a thankless job, but we know that, and we love and appreciate you. Let's see. Paul Quinn, thank you so much for the 5. Says we used outdated Celebrite software with the JM extraction is complete lie. Mass State Police does not provide and deleted data on purpose. We agree. Stacy, thanks for the $10. Thanks for your raw emotion and candor. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Britt, $5 says Brian and Gonzo, thank you for being here. The good guys we believe in. I completely agree. Loud Mouse, $10. So glad the LV daddies made it. Also, the desert and the houses look as weird as the green tree people. Have safe travels, my friends. We got a new member. We'll add $5.
I get that. Yeah, people come out to Vegas and they're like, what the fuck? It's just dirt. It's all brown. But it is. We have a beautiful skyline, and we're in a bowl.
Yeah.
And we're surrounded by mountains. So
I've been out there before.
Yeah, it's
interesting.
And what I like is on the highway, anywhere, wherever you're at in Vegas, you can always see the other side of town. You can see everything. So there's when you're here, when I was driving around the back roads, the trees are hovering over you, and you're just like, man, I can't see shit.
Yeah.
And it's dark.
Yep.
We were driving last night. It was dark.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the fuck? It was
dark.
What was that show that you made a comment to? The Witch something?
Oh, fuck yeah. Blair Witch. Because one night I was going to go walking around. It was like 3:00 in the morning, and I'm like, I look out the window, see in Vegas. I'm used to Vegas. You can go anywhere. So I'm like, here. I look out, and Gonzo's like, where are you going to go? And he's like, there's nothing out there. And I open the window. I'm like, oh shit, it's the Blair Witch. And I was like, oh, I'll go walk around the woods. But then I thought of Blair Witch.
Blair Witch.
I've seen that movie. I don't be messing with
90. That's an old one. 99. Probably longer than that. 93, 94. I remember that. I saw that in the theater. Yeah. Sidebar and Grill, 5 gifted memberships. So that's $25 added to the total. We got Michelle. Thank you so much for the 20. Let's see. Nancy, thank you so much for $100. Wow. $100. Thank you.
Thank you.
The world needs more people like you guys here. $5 from JD. Thank you so much. Kathy, $5. I appreciate that. New member from Paula, so we'll add $5.
Nice.
We got Rebecca with a 20. Nice. Nova Scotia watching. That's great.
Nova Scotia in the house.
Great. Rachel, thank you so much for the 5. Knowing your bits, $25. Says LV Cops, if you could, how would you clean up both Canton and PD and Mass State Police? Thank you for you guys for all your great perspective.
Nuclear bomb.
Yeah, that's a big question.
Yeah,
you got to start at the top and work your way down.
There's some good cops, I'm sure.
There's a lot of good cops, I'm sure. You have to start at the top and work your way down. It's like a pyramid, so you gotta start at the top.
You do.
Love it. And yes, we did pass. What's that place called? Pizza place?
CCDC.
Oh, ACDC.
D&E?
Yeah.
D&E. The pizza place. Yeah.
You guys are going to go in and grab a slice,
fuck
right?
no, man. Well, only because first off, I'm not giving them free advertising. And then second off, when we drove by it, I was like, what is that phone booth that serves pizza? Because it's fucking like Gonzo and I don't think could stand side to side in that place. I'm like, you just walk, the counter holds one. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I'm not even wasting my time. Fuck that.
Attaboy.
All right, let me do these really quick. Let's add $25. We'll add another $25.
Nice.
We're going to add 20.
Nice.
Another 20.
Nice.
We got 15.
Nice.
Another 10.
Even
another
better.
20.
There you go.
Another 5. And another 25. We got a couple of cash apps that came through as well. So we're going to give 25 back to Karen today.
Nice.
Let's see. Deborah, thank you for the 20. Mm-hmm. Crystal, thank you for the 10. Cameron, thank you for the 10. Dawn, thank you for the 10. Patrick, thank you for the 10. We got $20 from Caroline. Sylvie, thank you for the 20. Let's see. DW, thank you for the 20. Jody, thank you for the 10. And we got 25 from Donna. And Deborah, thank you for the 20. And Silva, thank you for the 50.
Wow.
50.
Wow. Let's go.
50.
Nice.
I also want to let everybody know that last night during the fundraiser, I had the opportunity. I made up some prints of
Dude,
David Yanetti's, and thank you,
those
Guns,
were
for helping me
awesome,
out
dude.
do that.
Absolutely, dude.
So we're going to be auctioning off 2 prints that Karen actually signed of the kind of that famous black and white photo.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very
that
cool
David
pics.
Yanetti took of her in the church while they were waiting for the verdict
Great
to come
posters.
down. So we had Karen sign one of them, and then I had Karen, her mom, her dad, and her brother Nathan sign it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna probably coordinate this with Nick Rocco soon.
Right.
We'll get into the justice group, and we're gonna auction those off, and then 100%. 100% of all those proceeds will go back to Karen Reed's
As it
Defense
should.
Fund.
As
I'm
it
telling you, these posters were
They're sick.
jaw
They came out.
dropping.
Karen goes,
They were cool.
Did you make these? I
Yeah.
said, yeah, I printed them. And they're not, it's not like a shitty poster
No,
material.
it's
It's
really
a
nice.
print.
Yeah,
Good,
it's a really nice.
good
You know what it
paper.
reminded me of is the old Rocky 1.
Yeah.
Like a Rocky 1, the black and white
Yep.
of Rocky.
Yeah.
Is badass.
Yeah. It's a print.
Badass.
So it's a really quality
Yeah,
print.
yeah.
And we'll get those up soon. We'll get
And I
them
said this to
raffled
Karen when
off.
I saw it. I said, that face is like, yeah, bring it
Yeah.
on.
Come
Fuck
on,
you.
motherfuckers. Bring it on.
Yeah.
All these
Yeah.
pictures that we're talking about, you'll see on our channel when we do our video, our Canton video. All the pictures that we took that night in video, Steve was running around with his camera. They'll all be on our channel. So you'll get to see. We got to hang out with Karen for like 20, 30 minutes and talk to her. And that was super cool. She's such a nice lady.
Down to earth.
So teeny too.
Down to earth.
She's tiny.
Yeah.
She's
But
tiny
very
girl.
in tune with the room.
Oh,
Just
no,
went
no,
out with
no.
everybody and
She's
just
sharp,
said hi to everybody.
sharp as a
Awesome.
tack, man.
Yeah.
She was doing her rounds.
Yeah.
And she said hi to everybody. Shook
appreciative.
everybody's
Shook hands,
hand.
everybody's
Yeah,
hand. Probably
it's-
every 250 person in there last
Like
night.
I said, it was like last night was like being around your family. It was like being in a room with family, and it was nothing but love. I didn't hear one person say one bad thing
No, it was
about
awesome.
anybody. There was no gossip, no nothing. It was just straight 100% love. And it was a really cool, good feeling because I miss that from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Sometimes the West Coast is not, they don't really get
Little
together
dry.
like that. A little
Yeah.
drier. I miss that about
No
the
pun
East Coast
intended.
with right.
Exactly.
With all your cousins
Yeah, yeah.
and all your family. Like East Coast, the cousins, everybody, they stick together because that's the way it was when I grew up in Philly. West Coast is a little different. So it was nice to feel that.
I tell you what I felt too is I felt proud
Yeah.
being in there.
Yeah.
I felt proud because
Yeah.
I was doing something that was
Right. We were
good, right?
contributing.
Yeah.
And even though we never feel like we do enough, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Just hang on one.
Very
second.
proud to be there. It was an honor.
Yeah.
It was our
Yeah.
It was an honor.
Hang on
Talk,
one
I'm gonna eat a
second.
donut.
Go ahead. Yum yum yum.
Talk.
Yum yum yum.
I love the donuts. I go, hey, I got donuts for you guys. They're like, great.
Who doesn't
We'll eat
love
donuts
donuts?
on camera.
Cop Dad is eating donut holes.
I'm just waiting for a total here, and then we're gonna announce the kickback to Karen, and then I know you guys gotta go in a couple minutes here. What time do you guys go out? 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we got to be there at 1:30.
I don't know.
Providence is that where,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
Rhode Island?
You're only probably
Providence?
like 30 minutes from
Oh,
here.
yeah, we're good then. We're good. We're good.
Let me just do this real quick while we have a little bit of time. If someone wants to drop a question in the chat, we got a couple more minutes here. I'm just waiting to get a total. If you want to drop a question, just put a Q and we'll pull up the question here.
And if you want to hear the October 1st story, which I kind of told here a little bit, if you want to hear that in way more detail, and I talk about the cops and the cowards that I saw, I don't name them, but I say what they did, and it's pretty disturbing. Go to our channel, and it says a tragedy of Vegas, something October 1st. You'll see it.
Mhm.
You'll see it. But if you want to see the whole thing, hear our whole story, go there and you'll see it.
Awesome. Let me see here. We were at 258. I'm gonna do this. Let's just do this. I'm gonna give $500. I'm gonna give $500 back to
Wow.
Karen Reed's Defense Fund today
Wow.
because I think we lost a little bit of the
Yeah.
totals here.
Sure.
Nice.
But I'm gonna do this. We're gonna
Nice.
give $500 to Karen's
Cool.
Defense
Yeah.
Fund.
Yeah.
So we'll make that donation in honor of LTL Media and the LV Cops for
Let's
coming
go.
in today.
Appreciate
We'll get that up
Appreciate
there,
that.
and then
Thank
usually
you.
what I'll do is I screenshot it, put it up on my Facebook group, and I'll put it on my community page on YouTube as well. So we keep the receipts transparent. So
Cool.
$500. We're gonna
Nice.
do $500 for Karen Reed's
Nice.
Defense Fund in honor of
Yes.
LV Cops coming in today.
That's what I'm talking
And I
about.
appreciate you
Badoosh.
guys coming here.
Push that like
Brian,
button.
thank you so much for sharing that story. And I know it hits hard. And I'm going to be honest with you, brother. And I'm looking you at the eyes right now. I've had many guests in this studio. And your story today was
Yeah.
one of the rawest stories that I've ever seen or heard come through here, man.
Yeah.
And I see that in your eyes, and I appreciate you opening up like that. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that, brother.
It's all right.
Part of the job, my guy.
Yeah,
Part of the job.
It's just a tough story. It sucks. But it's something I live with every day, and I think about it every day. And I'm at Mandalay Bay. I work at Mandalay Bay.
Yeah, every day.
And I kind of did that on purpose. You know what I mean? It feels crazy, but I just kind of feel home there. So even though that all happened, I still go to Mandalay Bay every day, and I walk the property, do what I do. But yeah,
you only grow when you face your fears, and not that he's right, but you have to work past everything, every obstacle that you have in your life. You have to work your way through it, right? You have to
just learn to live with it. I've seen shrinks. I've done that. It's just sometimes you just have to live with it.
Yeah,
you just have to keep going. Just like that says, never give up.
Yeah.
Well, we got you. We got your back, and
Thank
you
you.
guys are a guest here. Anytime you want to come in and hang out, I'd love to have you guys come back and come through again.
For sure.
And I appreciate it. And Steve, I appreciate you being here, man. I'm glad that we made this connection, that you reached out.
We'll
to
be
me
back.
Because,
we will
it's
be
been
back.
Quite an experience. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not a competition.
Raza es tu raza.
Yeah.
It's not a
Love it.
competition. We can all work together to help
Yeah.
Karen, because people forget and they draw the focus on themselves.
You can't do
It's
that.
not about you. It's about her.
100%.
It's not about you.
100%.
And listen, for 20 years, our job wasn't about us. It was who we're going to help, right?
Right. So yeah, we're pretty much used to it.
Yeah.
It's all we do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I often we worry about other people more than ourselves. It's just I don't know, just how we are.
Ingrained.
Yeah.
Awesome. Steve, you can do me a favor? Just get into it with those guys while we go out, just so we can get in the shot over there. And look, it's such a great time spending time with these gentlemen. And like I said, you all are welcome back in the studio anytime. And you've done a lot of great things here for the people here in Massachusetts. And I can see from your hearts, you truly love what you do. And go see these guys on their YouTube channel, LV Cops TV.
Thank you for
You can
that.
find them over there. I've tagged them in the video up here in the header. All you got to do is just click on that little blue link in the header. That'll get you over. Subscribe, like, share, check out their content. If you ever want me to come over, I'll come hang out with you guys on your channel. So
listen, I look like I'm 5'8", but I'm really 5'6".
The boots, right? That is LV Cops. Producer Steve. It's been such a great time. And again, I want to thank the Reeds for having us last night, and all those wonderful people that stood out across the state of Massachusetts today to stand out for Karen Reed. And again,
Awesome.
$500 we're going to donate back to Karen Reed's Defense Fund today.
Benjamin.
We want to personally thank you for all that you do.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Almost every day I see you.
Yeah.
doing, and it's
But
awesome.
we collectively do it together.
Yeah.
Correct.
We collectively do it
Yeah.
together.
Everybody supports everybody. And
Yeah.
that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Hey, and I want to say thanks to Steve for putting up this whole thing together for us on me and
This is
Gonzo's
awesome.
part. Steve makes it a lot easier for us. So
Well, we don't know what we're doing.
yeah, that's true.
We don't know what we're doing.
But we're
Yes,
going to do this
Steve,
again.
Steve
You
took
guys
care
come
of
out.
all of it for us. So thank you, Steve.
Awesome. All right, everybody.
Thank
we
you.
love you. You can look up in the camera right up there. We love all of you. Thank you so much. I'm going to hit the outro. I'll get the donation posted up quickly. I just got to get these guys out of here, and we'll get the donation posted up. All right, everybody. Love you.
Peace out.
Talk to you soon. Take
Peace.
care. Bye.